Welcome to the Midwest Motorsports Friday Night Truck Series. I am your host for tonight, Trevor Mack, filling in for James J. James is on a little bit of a break, but we'll be back probably in a few weeks to join us for the rest of the season. Until then, it's just me up here. Tonight we are at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 2008 version, the better version, in my opinion. We have 113 laps. No stages, no competition cautions, anything like that. So only natural yellows. Jason Phillips has put it on the pole. He'll be starting alongside Travis Jones. Second row, we have Michael Samia and Dustin Reinstedel. Third row will be Eric Thaler and our newcomer, Charles Smith. Row number 4, Robert Lavery and George Harris. Row 5 is Marco Lavery and Michael Harris Jr. And row 6, James Olavison and Robert Olavison. We got father and son on the same row. Not really sure how to get to the rest of the starting grid here. You'll have to bear with me. It's my first time doing this all on my own, going through all the cameras, so might be a little bit sloppy tonight, but hopefully we got everything worked out by next week for you as the trucks are beginning to roll here. This is the second race of the season. The first race was 2 weeks ago at Homestead. Unfortunately, there was no broadcast for that. Dustin Reinstedel was the winner of that race, so he's currently our points leader. But it's a long season. We have 22 races, taking us all the way into next year. So lots of time for things to change and newcomers to, show us what they got. Got some new graphics, new leaderboard compared to last season, so things will be looking a little bit different on screen, hopefully for the better. Give us some more information on the drivers and the lap times and strategy. Hopefully a better viewing experience for everybody here. As we're entering turn 3, we're going to be coming to the green flag this time by. Pace truck. It's going to be coming out of turn 4. Pull on the pit road. We got 3 sets of tires in the pits. Should be roughly 3 stops total based on how often you need fuel. As the 88 of Jason Phillips is going to take him to the green flag, and we're green. A little bit of a stack up further back in the pack. You see a couple trucks hitting the outside wall. As Jason Phillips leads them into turn 1. Michael Samia right on his tail. Travis Jones on the outside in the 96. Under attack from Michael Samia. And so far, so good out of turn 1. Jason Phillips moves up high to block the outside line, trying to keep those 2 fast trucks behind him. Whoa, Michael Samia gets a little loose, has to get out of the gas. Travis Jones is going to get by. Eric Thaler is going to get by as well. Dustin Reinstedel biding his time as Michael Samia charges back, gets back around Eric Thaler. Now Dustin Reinstedel is taking a look at Eric Thaler as well. Not uncommon for Eric to drop to the back at the start of these runs, really save his tires, and then make his way up through the fuel run here. Travis Jones all over the back of Jason Phillips here for the lead. It looks like he's going to take a look to the inside. And Jason might just let him by. Jason got up a little high on the track there. A little bit dirty. Might have had to lift a little bit. But Travis Jones is your new leader. Now Michael Samia gets around Jason Phillips as well. Top 4 have kind of got a bit of a gap to the rest of the field here. It's a mess back here. Eric Thaler continues to drop back under attack from Marco Lavery, followed by a group of what looks like 10 trucks just sitting behind them, waiting to pounce. Now George Harrison, the 87, taking a look to the inside of Eric Thaler. I think Eric His strategy to drop back is kind of holding these other guys up a little bit, blocking that one lane. So that's why it kind of looks like Daytona here with everybody 2x2, 4 or 5 rows back. That's wild. Not too much grip out on the track today is what I've been hearing from the drivers. Really loose off turn 2, turn 4. It looks like maybe we got a battle for the lead heating up here as Michael Samia wants it from Travis Jones. He's going to look to the inside. He's got a good run. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch. Michael moves low. Going to try and just drive it hard into the corner. Easily take the lead away from Travis Jones. And slide up the track a little bit. Cut the air off his nose. And Michael Samia is your new leader. Michael Samia running a special paint scheme tonight. Unfortunately, his brother Chad passed away a couple weeks ago, so he's running this paint scheme in honor of him. A bit of a bittersweet story. Chad was able to donate his kidney to Michael's wife, who was in need of a kidney, so she had that could be life-saving operation. She's back at home, resting. We're really happy to hear that she's doing well, and a nice tribute here from Michael to his brother Chad, and he's leading the race, putting on a good show with that truck. Back in the pack is still a real mess back here. Eric Thaler still leading this pack. Looks like maybe he doesn't want to quite drop back anymore. Probably doesn't want to get in the middle of the 3 wide situations going on. Roughly 10 laps into this run now. You can do about 28 on fuel, so not quite halfway through the run, but he might be thinking that it's time to start working his way back to the front. As the 16 of TJ Hanley, who finished second at Homestead, looking to his inside. Man, it looks kind of fun. I kind of wish I was out there. Maybe not right in the middle of this group, but definitely a fun track to drive. 16 and the 15 still side by side. TJ is one of our newcomers this season. We got a couple new drivers that joined us over the off season. He's off to a good start. Hopefully he sticks around the whole time. Back up front, Jason Phillips trying to get around Travis Jones for third place. Dustin's already snuck by both of them, is up to second now. We got Marco and Robert Lavery running 5th and 6th right behind these guys. Robert in the bright green chrome / metallic truck, pretty easy to spot. Jason all over the back of the 96. 88 of Jason Phillips has been running a little bit higher than I've seen anyone else. Oh, it's Travis Jones gets loose off of turn 4, smacks the outside wall. I don't know if that's going to do any tire damage, but it allows Jason Phillips just to drive right by. Now Marco Lavery's going by him, or Robert Lavery's going by him as well. Travis Jones drops back to 5th place. We'll see if he continues to drop back. I don't know if he had too much damage. It looked like a little bit of a hard hit on our screen, but sometimes it doesn't tell the whole story there. And back here, still a wild battle going on between TJ, Eric Thaler. Right behind them, we got James Olavison and Michael Harris that have also been side by side for what feels like the entire race. Charles Smith, one of our other new drivers this season in the 29, sitting right behind these two, trying to find a way by. And Dustin, the number 11, starting to close in on Michael a little bit for the lead. Samia's backed off the pace a little bit. Let's see if we compare his lap time to the leader. Dustin was almost 0.2 of a second faster the last lap. He's going to possibly get to Michael Samia's outside here, coming off turn 2. Into turn 3, they're going to be side by side now for the lead. Dustin running way high. Michael staying down low. Should give Dustin a run down the front straightaway here. They'll be side by side at the line, and Dustin's going to lead that lap, take over the lead. Foley clears the 79 truck now of Michael Samia. And it might just be one of those cases where Samia is going to drive away. Further back, Travis Jones, Robert Lavery still battling for 5th place. I'm assuming Travis doesn't have that much damage if he's now battling back around the 33. All good with his truck, it seems. And now Marco Lavery looks like he wants to get around his dad as well. Had a little bit of a run to the outside, thinks better of it. Tucks back behind the 33. Another run down the backstretch. Can't quite get there. And they've got George Harrison, the 87, sitting right behind, waiting for something to happen. These guys further back have cleaned it up a little bit. They're not all side by side anymore. Single file. Eric Thaler's maintained the position over the 16 of TJ Hanley. Back up front, it's still Dustin Reinsettle, followed by Michael Samia. It gets a little bit loose off of turn 4 again. Top 3 have got a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field now. But now Eric Thaler has caught up to these guys, so he's closed what it looked like a 10 to 20 car length gap that he had. So it's go time for Eric Thaler. He's going to get around the 87 of George Harris here and start tracking down the Laverys. A little bit further back in the pack, Norm Snyder, Ron Schomer battling here for his, 12th place, just outside the top 10. Ron had a great finish of 4th place in our season opener at Homestead. Seems like the closest battle on the track right now is going to be Eric Thaler and Marco Lavery. So the next one on his hit list there, on his march up through the field. A little bit further back, George Harris is under attack from Michael Harris, no relation. As Michael's working to get around. That's for 7th place. Whoa. Not sure what happened to Robert Lavery there. Lost a ton of speed. He's dropping back. Might have some damage. It looks like he's going real slow. I'm assuming he hit the wall. He was up there running along with these guys. Everybody else looks okay, so probably just some contact with the wall there for the 33. Looks like he's picking it back up now. Eric Thaler's now gotten around Marco Lavery. So Eric Thaler back up to 5th place. Chasing after Travis Jones now. Nothing new up front. Dustin Reinsettle's almost up to a 1/10 of a second lead. Or sorry, a full second lead over Michael Samia. So lap 23 now of this race. Green all the way so far. We should have pit stops coming up in about 5 laps. I don't think anyone will want to pit early just based off if this race goes green the whole way. It pretty much works out that you can exactly make it to the end of the race on a full tank of fuel after each stop. So pitting early is going to put you into fuel save mode. So I wouldn't expect anyone to pit before lap 28. But we'll see if anyone has some different strategy in mind. Maybe they're banking on a caution. Michael Harris Jr., TJ Hanley, battling for 7th place. TJ trying to get a run on the outside. Oh, scrapes the wall a little bit. Doesn't really slow him down. Looks like Michael either got loose or just decided to move to the inside. Give TJ Hanley the lane. Sometimes you might do that, just move over if you think that the other guy's going to give you a big bump down the backstretch, something like that you don't want. The 16 now gets by Michael Harris Jr., so move TJ Hanley up to 7th place. Eric Thaler is now caught up to Travis Jones. Travis Jones gets real loose off of turn 2. Where is Eric going to go? He's going to take the high line. Travis Jones tries to block as Eric Thaler's going to dive to the inside here. 96 should have a little bit better run down the front stretch. Eric Thaler getting loose as well off of turn 4. So you're really starting to see on these older tires that these guys just don't have the grip in these trucks. Lots of sliding off of turn 2 and turn 4. A little bit more off of turn 2, it looks like. Eric Thaler still trying to find a way by here. Running a little bit lower line than Travis Jones. Going to get some clean air on the front of his truck. Travis Jones starting to gap Eric Thaler a little bit. You don't know if maybe just that little bit of slide heated up Eric Thaler's tires a bit too much. He's got to cool them back down. The closest battle on the racetrack. Well, okay, Travis Jones super loose off of turn 4. This should allow Eric Thaler to at least get side by side with him. She is now going into turn 1. Gonna drive by this time. Maybe not. Can't quite clear him. Travis Jones still gets to run to the outside. And now Eric Thaler getting a little loose. It seems like every time Eric Thaler gets side by side and has to run a little bit lower, he just doesn't have the grip on that bottom to half a lane up, at least through turns 1 and 2. And Travis Jones has once again gapped him. But we've seen that, I feel like every other lap out of turn 4, Travis Jones gets loose, scrapes the wall a little bit, but he's still got speed. Truck's not damaged yet. You do get one faster pair in this series, should anything bad happen. As pit stops are starting, we got George Harris on pit road right now, lap 29. So seems like right on schedule. I don't know quite how far these guys can make it. It looks like a couple more guys. Dustin Reinstall, our leaders, now on pit road. Everybody see. Oh, there's a bit of a crash. Michael Smia, Travis Jones, Eric Thaler, all crashing on the entrance of pit road. Oh no. This is a mess. Saw Michael Smia nose first into the inside wall. All these guys running in the top 5. I believe Michael Smia was the first one to mess up, and I don't know if the others were just trying to avoid it and got them sideways as well. And if we can take a quick look back at what happened here. So Michael Smia coming to pit road. A little bit of a late turn in, just gets loose coming down off the banking, hits the inside wall. Eric Thaler just had way too much speed coming into pit road. He was going to be speeding if he didn't wreck, and it looks like he just got into the 96. Wow. All right, that's going to change things up. Looks like pretty much everybody has come to pit road, which is going to cycle Dustin Reinsettle back to the lead. Jason Phillips will be in second. It looks like now Michael Harris Jr. will be in third because of all the other problems on pit road. Still got Travis Jones right behind him, now side by side coming out of turn 4. This would be for third place once everybody finishes their pit cycle. And Travis Jones gets by. All right, so now Dustin Reinsettle has a 3-second lead over Jason Phillips because of all those problems. And Jason Phillips has about 4 more seconds over third place Travis Jones and Michael Harris Jr. here. And Charlie Smith now works his way up into 5th. Michael Smia with those pit road problems all the way back to 7th. I don't know if he would have had to use a faster pair. 15-second pit stop. It is a little bit long, so I don't know how much damage he had from that spin. So it's possible that he tried to sit in his pit box and get a little bit of that damage repaired. But messy pit stop. I'm not sure everyone else. Eric Thaler is not even on the lead lap anymore. So he must have taken some pretty hard damage, I'd say, when he got into the back of the 96. Wow. That really changed up this race. Not for the lead of the race, but the entire top 5 kind of got flipped on its head. We see Michael Harris Jr. still riding behind Travis Jones. I'll look to the inside, maybe. Can't get quite a good enough run. Travis Jones not getting loose off of turn 4 that time. Jason Phillips has actually closed the gap. It was 3 seconds. Now it's only 1.5 seconds to our leader, Dustin Reinstedel. So I'm not sure if Dustin is in super safe mode. As you can see, the lap time compared to Dustin is almost half a second difference there, more than half a second difference. So, Dustin could just be really saving his tires. He knew he had a huge lead. At least maybe let the 88 get a little bit close before we start driving away and pushing it again. Now down to 1.3 seconds. And for a field that was pretty much bunched up in almost one big group, that whole first run, everybody is kind of spread out now. Except for these two. Travis Jones, Michael Harris still going at it. And next closest trucks is going to be Robert Lavery and Charlie Smith in front of him. Harris right now looks a little bit faster than the 96. I really don't know how much damage some of these guys would have got on their pit stops as well. Everybody took 4 tires. We know that. Nobody had a abnormally long pit stop, except for the 16 of TJ Hanley. His was 1 minute and 25 seconds. He's no longer on the lead lap either. So I'm not sure what happened there. So the trucks that were involved in the wreck, the 79 and the 96 and the 15, not sure who ended up using a faster pair there and who's possibly driving around with a little bit of damage. Back to our leader, Dustin Reinstedel. Lapping some trucks now. He goes around the 7 of Chris Thaler. Gap to Jason Phillips is now just 1.1. So Jason is still closing it in a little bit, but not quite as much as he was before. So we see here the lap time comparison. Pretty much exactly the same lap time between both drivers on the last lap. Go back to these two. Still fighting hard for fourth position or third position. Travis Jones has it. Michael Harris wants it. Coming up on the lap truck of Robert Olavison right in front of him. Looks like Michael gets a little bit loose. Able to hold it steady off of turn 2. We've been seeing Travis Jones run that third lane up. Not completely up against the wall, but one lane down from the wall. Is able to carry some good speed. It's the same thing when he was battling with Eric Thaler. Eric couldn't really get by when he was running that line. So it's working well for him, except for when he hits the wall. And the gap from first to second is starting to widen back out again. Dustin Reinstedel now up to almost a 1.5 second lead over Jason Phillips. So starting to push it a little bit harder now. Jason Phillips possibly worked his tires a little bit too much trying to catch him. It worked for a little bit. Might work even better after the next pit stop. Michael Samia is still running in 7th place after that blunder on pit road. So was in 2nd before all this started. Not too bad, only losing 5 spots with how much time he was sideways entering the pits there. Could be a lot worse, as it is for Eric Thaler. Currently 15th, 1 lap down. TJ Hanley, I believe, is 2 laps down. So, yeah, rough race for driver who's currently 2nd in points coming into this race. '40 in the 96. Still going at it. They came out of the pit stop right around each other about 10 to 12 laps ago and haven't moved. Gap stayed about the same. So the 96 goes a little bit loose off of turn 2 there. It doesn't look like Harris was able to close the gap at all. Michael Samia has now caught the back of Robert Lavery for 6th place. All over the back of him. Looks like he's going to get by on the outside here. So it doesn't seem like Samia actually has damage to his truck, whether he used the fast repair or he had his damage repaired. He's still got a lot of speed as he's going to work around the outside here. Get around Robert Lavery back into 6th place. Robert Lavery now under attack. Oh, that's a lapped car. Looks like to his outside there. I guess that's Marco. Not sure what happened on the pit stops to get Marco a lap down. Norm Snyder's the one riding behind these guys in 8th place. So they're starting to drive away from him a little bit. Back up, closest battle on the racetrack is once again the 96 and the 40. Again, it looks like the 96 may have brushed the wall a little bit. Michael Harris has a good run into the inside going into turn 1. 96 gets loose on the entry of turn 1. Haven't seen that much today. And Michael Harris is able to drive around up into 3rd place. They both get a little loose off of turn 2. Harris able to maintain the position. 96 of Travis Jones still running up high. And still getting loose off turn 4. It's really got to be heating up those rear tires every time he does that. Again, it looks like he was a little loose into turn 1. It's interesting. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing with the wheel there. Wouldn't normally think that'd be a spot to get loose. And the 11's lead is now back up to more than it was prior to the pits or after those pit stops. So he's back up to a 3.6 second lead. Just dominating this race. Let's see here. 32 laps led out of 48. I think Michael Samia has most of the other laps led. Take a quick look. 8 laps led for Michael Samia. A couple other drivers are able to lead in between the pit cycle there. As George Harris is now going a lap down. George Harris is in 10th place. So only 9 cars now left on the lead lap. A little bit of a new graphic here, a race recap. Shows you laps, leader, number of lead changes at 5. Again, most of those were under caution. And Travis Jones has got back around Michael Harris. After all that work from the 40, 96 got back by. Although, once again, getting loose off turn 4. They're stuck behind the 22 lap truck of Robert Lavery, kind of moving all over the track from high to low. 96 gets by. The 40 is probably going to try to get by around the exit of turn 2. 22 stays low, lets him by. Now they've got about a 5 truck length gap between the 96 and the 40. Checking on the chat, we got a fan of Charlie Smith. Joey cheering him on. Charlie's having a good day, sitting in 5th place right now. Kind of all by himself on the track, no trucks behind or in front that we can really see. Still the closest battle on the track. Dustin's now up to a 4-second lead over Jason Phillips. And Robert Lavery has hit pit road this early. Definitely not in the pit window. So not sure if he's hit pit road. He was still on the lead lap. I'm assuming he must have hit the wall, got some sort of damage, because still should have about 10 laps of fuel at this point. But we should be seeing everybody else come to pit road in the next 8 laps or so for their second pit stop of the day. They should have 2 more. All right, while we're watching this battle, let's check out some of our new cameras. Should have a few new cameras this season. Oh, that one's no good. Their digger cam here. Nice shot off the wall as well. Be really good for some of the tracks we go to. Clouds are starting to come out here at Atlanta. Might help cool the track down. Give these guys a little bit more grip. Jason Phillips currently holds the fastest lap of the race. I believe that's still a bonus point. Not many rule changes this season. The biggest one, I guess, would be there's no more bonus points for not having any incident points. So I guess it's a Midwest Motorsports version of boys have at it. Incident points don't really matter as far as any bonus points goes, but you still get drive-through penalty, I believe, once you hit 20 incident points. So you don't want to really rack them up. But you can go ahead and get yourself a couple and not have to worry about losing any points in the standings there. Of course, if you want to join us on Friday nights, midwest-motorsports.com, you can get all the information you need to sign up. Truck Series Friday nights, we have our new stock car series on Sunday nights at 8 p.m., which is running the Xfinity car, if that interests you more. And of course, we always have a road racing on Tuesdays as well. Michael Smia is now closed in on 5th place, 29 of Charlie Smith. There we go, at the bottom of the screen. See our website. '23 Marco Lavery has a fast truck. He's been able to maintain with Michael Smia, who we know is fast. It's just stuck a lap down right now. Haven't had any caution so far this race. 58 lap screen. No chance for a lucky dog or any sort of alternate strategy yet. Good job on these truck drivers. We've seen that there's really not much grip out there, and Dustin's coming to pit road, lap 58. Jason Phillips is going to follow him. A little bit early, in my opinion. It's going to be cutting it close on fuel. Might have to save a lap or two. There you see all our series. A little bit different for the Sunday series, moved to 8 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. Pretty much everyone hit pit road. It looks like Charlie Smith may have spun out. the back. Norm Snyder goes in the grass a little bit to get around him. Only driver to stay out is Ron Schomer. Everybody else hit pit road this lap. Dustin Ryan settles away. Again, everybody should be taking 4 tires here. Don't see any reason not to take 4 tires. So we'll see how everything shakes out. Looked like most of the leaders had a clean entry and exit to pit road. Well, it looks like Dustin's lead has grown quite a bit over Jason Phillips here, just judging by the distance on track. Chris Thaler now coming to pit road. And 97 is not pit yet either. Currently in first, it's got a lap led. It's probably coming to pit road this time. Yeah, slowing down. So that should cycle the lead back to Dustin Reinsettle. We'll see here. It looks like possibly about 5 seconds over the 88 after those pit stops. So it was roughly 4, I think, beforehand. Gained a little bit of time there. Looked like the 88 had a little bit of a rough entry entering pit road. I saw some tire smoke there, so probably a little too much steam. No speeding, though. No black flag. So all good there. Robert Lavery's up to third. Now, remember, he pit about 6 or 7 laps before the rest of these guys, so he had those laps with a little bit fresher tires, able to pick up more speed. Moved him up to third place for now, but he's going to be real short on fuel compared to everybody else. Travis Jones right behind him, looking for a way by. Lap car George Harris up there as well. 96 really created some distance back to the 40 on that pit stop. They were pretty much nose to tail before, now about 2 seconds between them. It's Travis Jones looking to the outside of Robert Lavery. Now Travis has the fresher tires, so he should be able to just drive right around. And he clears them. Once again, Jason Phillips is hard charging on these new tires. Has gained about 2 seconds on the 11. If it's anything like the last round, whoa, gets into the wall there a little bit. Trying to get around the lap car of James Olavason. Might have been a harder hit than it looked like, as James is able to drive back around the 88. Don't know if he got any damage there or just really lifted to keep from spinning it out. Looks like he's okay. He's going back under attack to the 90 truck. Michael Smia still in 6th place, same as pit stop, so not as much changing. I guess the biggest change on those pit stops was 29 of Charlie Smith, a little bit of a spin, so he's no longer on the lead lap, which is a shame. He's running in 5th place before. At least he knows he's got speed. Hopefully gives him some confidence for next few races coming about. If he gets a couple cautions here, it might put him right back in it. Michael Harris has now gotten around Robert Lavery. So Michael Harris is back into 4th place there. So Robert continues to drop on those little bit older tires. And lead maintaining at 3 seconds. So it didn't get quite down to what it was on the last run, where Jason Phillips was able to get within a second of the 11 truck. It looks like he closed in to 3 seconds, and now Dustin might just be starting to pull away again. If we compare their lap times, Jason was still a little bit faster than Dustin on that last lap. We'll see what it's like when they come by the line here. I think you'll see Dustin now should be starting to be a little bit faster, start to pull away. Well, not according to this. Timing and scoring says he's oh, there we go. Now it updated. So yes, Dustin was about a tenth faster on that last lap compared to Jason Phillips. Just took a second to update there. Michael Samia is now caught up to Robert Lavery. This is for 5th place. Michael Samia definitely has a fast truck. I don't know if he's got enough time to make it back to the lead. More than halfway through this race now. And he's got, oh gosh, I don't know, 20 seconds or so that he would have to make up to catch Dustin. But if there's a caution, that changes everything. Michael Harris is actually closing in on Travis Jones for 3rd place. It helps a lot if Travis gets in the wall like that. Michael Harris going to look to the inside into turn 3. Clears him. Should slide up the track here. Travis has still got some speed. I don't know how many times you can hit that wall before it's actually going to affect something. He's back now to the inside of the 40 truck going into turn 1. He's on the low side now, which he's not really used to running. He's going to get back by. Harris has a little bit of better run down the backstretch. They're going to be side by side, just opposite lanes going into turn 3. Michael Harris not able to clear him that time. They're going to be side by side off of 4 as well. Travis Jones still ahead when they get to the line. Now clears him going into turn 1. These guys must be sick of each other. I just feel like they've been battling all race. Can't get away from each other. Travis loose again. This time off of turn 2. Michael Harris not able to close. Yeah, at least they're keeping us entertained. If it weren't for these two, I feel like everybody is just separated by a second or more on track. But these two keep getting in the wall, keep swapping positions back and forth. Gives us something to talk about here. I say us, like I'm not sitting here alone. 96 scrapes the wall again. Starting to drive away a little bit from the 40 now. They're still about 3 seconds ahead of Michael Samia in 5th place behind these two. Ooh, Harris scrapes the wall quite a bit there, it looked like. That's not going to help his cause. Not on the lead lap, but a bit of a battle back here for 12th place. Eric Thaler, James Olabison, Dustin Reinstedel looking to put them another lap down. I think this will be that's Jason Phillips. So Dustin's already gone by. So I think these guys are 2 laps down now. Sorry, I just realized we don't have the gap on the tower. Gives you a little bit better idea of where everybody's running. Sorry about that. And this is still the closest battle on track, even though they're starting to separate a little bit. A lot of these guys at the back of the pack that have had some trouble just haven't had the chance to do anything with it without any cautions. Dustin Reinstedel just setting a blistering pace. Only 7 trucks on the lead lap now. You see Norm Snyder in the 28. Whoa! Real loose there for Robert Olabison as he gets lapped. It's able to save it. Doesn't bring out a yellow. So I was saying Dustin's closing in on Norm Snyder. Norm running in 7th place, the last car on the lead lap. I feel like at this point there might only be 5 cars, 5 trucks or less by the time this thing's over. Robert's still hanging on in 6th place, but now he's coming to pit road. Again, this is now about 10 laps earlier than everybody else is probably going to be. So he's going to have to make an extra pit stop at this point. Unless there's a yellow. Even if there's a yellow, I feel like he's still got to make an extra stop compared to everybody else. So a little bit of trouble here for the 33 truck, but running well for now. So with him on pit road, I would hope that these guys would maybe be able to stay out another 10 laps, but it's looking like the fuel mileage is a little bit worse than people were expecting. So we might see these guys hit pit road in the next 5 to 6 laps, which will make it really interesting on fuel, because at that point, I would say they're going to be about 4 or 5 laps short from making it to the end. So if someone's able to get into some ultra fuel saving mode here, might be able to steal a win. Dustin really closing up to the 28 truck now. I'm going to put Norm Snyder a lap down. 64 laps led out of 81 today. Just another day of domination from the 11. Smia's closed in a little bit. He was 3 seconds back from 4th place. He's now only a 1.5 seconds. So still one of the faster trucks on track. I kind of would like a caution just so we can see if anyone really has anything for the 11. But it's hard with everybody so separated like this, that even if someone is a little bit faster, the 6 second or now 7 second lead that Dustin has is a little bit much to overcome under green flag. Unless, of course, he's got problems on pit road. Still have at least one more stop for all these guys. No real close battles on track. Marco Lavery battling George Harris. 1 lap down currently, but still in the top 10, 8th and 9th place right here. Ron Chalmers moved up to 7th place. Now, he was the last truck to pit, so he does have the freshest tires, other than Marco Lavery, who just pit a few laps ago. And 30 laps to go. So you can probably make it, again, the 28, 29 laps, I think, is really doable on fuel. So most of these guys, they should be able to make it, I guess, if they can stay out another lap or two here. We'll see if anyone starts to hit pit road. Michael Smia only 0.7 of a second back from the 40 truck now. Still no one hitting pit road. 29 laps to go. I feel like we're probably got to see somebody pit this time by. Who's going to be the first one of our 6 lead lap trucks to hit pit road? Looks like everybody still stays out. .28 laps to go. Michael Smia now only half a second behind Michael Harris, but everybody probably going to be pitting in the next lap or so. 27 laps left. We see James Olavison on pit road, but he was a couple laps down. Still none of our leaders. You could definitely make it from here on fuel. We see Travis Jones. It looks like he's going to be the first one to pit from third place. So Travis Jones on pit road. Looks like he made it on cleanly. And Dustin Reinstedel is coming to pit road right now. So our leader's on pit road. Is everybody else going to follow him in? And are they going to try and use a different strategy? As we see Jason Phillips, second place truck, was also hitting pit road. We'll see if these two stay out. Again, everybody should be taking 4 tires. Michael Harris and Michael Samia are both pitting right now as well. So all of our lead lap cars looks like are pitting. Norm still out on track for now. See these guys all still sitting on pit road. 14.57 second stop for Dustin. Nice clean pit stop. And Jason Phillips a little bit slower, 15.18. Ron Schamer, the only truck not to pit still. Stayed out the longest last time, is doing again this time. Currently running in second place. Otherwise, everybody's been on and off pit road without any hiccups, it looks like. Michael Harris and Michael Samia come out nose to tail just like they entered. Once again, Robert Lavery is now moved up to 4th place, what would be 3rd place once Ron Schamer pits. He still hasn't pit yet. Again, pit 5 or 6 laps earlier than these guys, so unless he's able to save that much fuel, which I don't really think is possible, he's still got one more pit stop. And Travis Jones is currently chasing him down now for that 3rd place position. So Ron Schamer has hit pit road, so everybody has made their final stop except for possibly Robert Lavery. And Dustin still has a 6-second lead, so nothing too exciting going on up front there. Travis Jones got a big run on the 33. He's going to go to the inside, use those fresher tires to his advantage, and move the 33 up the track a little bit, up into that top lane, and Travis Jones is able to clear him and drive on by. Harris able to gap Michael Samia a little bit. They were right next to each other. Now Harris is driven away. I don't know if Samia is saving a little bit. If we do get a late race yellow, I don't believe anybody has any tires left in the pit, so it's not a bad idea just to save your stuff. You know you don't got a chance to win the race at this point if yellow does come out. If you have a little bit less worn tires, less heat in them than the leaders, it might give you a chance here. That's not what I wanted. Michael Harris is now closed in on Robert Lavery as well. This will be for 4th place between the 33 and the 40. Again, the 40's got about 6 to 7 lap fresher tires. Should be able to drive right on by the 33 truck here as he dives to the inside. No contest coming out of turn 2. 20 laps to go. And Michael Samia will be the next truck to catch the 33 here. Pretty big gap, though. He's almost 3 seconds back from the 40. So again, could be in ultra tire conserving mode, hoping for a yellow. He's going to get around the 33 truck here. Now, I don't know if the 33 is just being nice, letting these guys by, or if he is somehow trying to save those 5 or 6 laps worth of fuel, make it to the end of this race. Even if he does have to pit again, he might still be able to get a top 10. So we look back to 8th place. 8th place is 2 laps down. So Dustin's kind of trapped everybody in their positions currently. Working his way around lap traffic here. We got a battle for position a little bit further back. This is for 11th place. Norm Snyder, Eric Thaler, Ron Chalmers lap ahead of these guys. So had what is it, like dark brown and goldish truck driving by on a little bit fresher tires, not for position there. 28 and the 15 are battling just outside the top 10. Ron's still having a great day. 7th place currently, able to get a little bit better fuel mileage than everybody else. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, finished 4th last week. So it'll be another good points day for him. Might be able to get one more spot from Robert Lavery, depending if Robert has to pit or not. So now Dustin, he's already caught up to the 33. So the 33 is way off the pace. I would have to assume that he's in fuel saving mode. If we took a look at the lap times here, let's see. Sorry, not Marco. We want Robert. Almost 3 seconds slower than the leader. So this has got to be fuel saving. There's no way that he's that slow just off the tires. So he must be trying to make it. I don't know if he's going to be able to. It's going to be awfully close, but yeah, 5 seconds off the pace compared to the leader's time. It might work. I guess we'll see in about 14 laps here if he's able to make it or not. The Michael Samia starting to close back in on Michael Harris a little bit. Just over a second back now. It was 3 seconds, but I feel like 5 laps ago. There's 13 laps to go in this race, and I believe only 5 trucks left on the lead lap. Michael Samia being the last one in 5th place. Yeah, it's Ron Chalmers 1 lap down as well, so Dustin's lapped almost the entire field at this point. Mia now within a second of Michael Harris for 4th place. Feel like he can probably get there by the end of the race, but is he going to have enough to pass him? We'll see. Now only 11 laps to go. Really starting to feel like we're not going to get a caution. Also want to keep an eye on Robert Lavery here to see if he's able to stay out. See how much he slowed it down now. Okay, still about 5 seconds slower than the leader. Staying out of everybody's way on the low. Like it looks like he's got a problem every lap. He's going so slow. Charlie Smith gets in the wall a little bit as they go 3 wide trying to pass him. And Samia's already caught Michael Harris. Got a big run to the outside here. Harris is going to move low. Give Samia the preferred lane. And he's going to take over fourth spot. Not what he wanted from the day. I know Samia had this one circled. Really wanted to win this race. That little pit road blunder that he had kind of took that away without having any cautions. Still not a bad run, but I know he'll be disappointed with that one. Travis Jones still running in third. He's hit the wall about 100 times. Still kicking. And Jason Phillips in second, about 8 seconds back. He has been gaining on Dustin Reinstedel. There was a 9-second lead that Dustin had a little bit ago, but with 8 laps to go, Dustin would giant lead. Why push it again? If there was a caution to come out, he doesn't want to have nothing left for these guys. Nobody has tires left in the pits, so no need to win by a whole lap here. Robert Lavery's still on track, but he's going so slow that he's dropped back to 8th place now. Still only 1 lap down. Still in the top 10, so could work out to a good day for him with just 6 laps to go. Just crawling around this track. Now roughly 6 seconds off the pace, so he's trying to save even more than he was before. 6 laps to go, but he's a lap down, so he really only has to make it 5 more laps. We'll see what happens. Dustin's back up to over a 9-second lead, so whatever I said about saving doesn't appear to be happening anymore, unless Jason Phillips is all out of tire. Michael Samia now only a second back from the 96 of Travis Jones. I don't know if he's got enough time to catch him with just 5 laps to go. Closing it down a little bit, now down to 0.8 of a second, so he might get there. This pace, I feel like he's at least going to catch him by the last lap, but we've seen that Travis Jones is pretty difficult to pass if he's not getting in the wall. Dustin now up to over a 10-second lead, so yeah, I think the 88 is just giving it all he's got. Really pushed at the beginning of that run again. Looking like it's going to be a second place for Jason Phillips, who just continues to impress in this series, learning more and more every week. This is now his 3rd season here in our truck series after coming over from the road series. Samia now within 0.6 of a second, so he's gaining about 0.2 of a second a lap, but with only 3 laps to go, really running out of time here. Got to make something happen. Now down to 0.4 of a second, so might be able to catch him and pull a dive bomb on him if he can on the last lap. All it takes is the 96 just to get into the wall one more time. The 79 is going to be right there. Not much gained that lap. Still about half a second between them. Looks like Travis is running a little bit lower than he normally would. Doesn't want to risk getting into that wall at all. 2 laps to go. Dustin's got a 11-second lead. Coming to the white flag here. See our nice little graphics update on the tower. 1 lap to go for Dustin Reinstedel. No caution's going to stop him now. He won 2 weeks ago at Homestead, our season opener. This is only going to extend his points lead now, going into turn 3. driver out of Pikeville, Kentucky, is going to come off of turn 4. And after dominating this entire race, multi-time champion of our series, Dustin Reinstedel, is going to win the second race of the season at Atlanta. Get a little of a burnout here. Jason Phillips going to come home in second place. Travis Jones able to maintain third over Michael Samia. And Michael Harris Jr. in fifth place, last car on the lead lap there. Dustin comes back around into the tri-oval. Do a victory celebration. We're going to try and get you some interviews with our top 3 finishers coming up here. Give you our full results breakdown. This is from last week. Practice. How about race results? That's what we're looking for. Well, it's not going to work. As we watch Dustin do a burnout here, I'll just read out the finishing order. In 16th place, we had the 7 of Chris Thaler. 15th was Robert Olavison. 14th was Robert Lavery. So I guess he didn't make it on fuel there. Sorry, we missed that update. 13th was TJ Hanley. 12th was Charlie Smith. 11th was James Olavison. 10th place, Norm Snyder. 9th place, Eric Thaler. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Josh. 8th place was George Harris. 7th was Marco Lavery. 6th was Ron Schomer. 5th place, Michael Harris Jr. 4th place was Michael Samia. And top 3 podium finishers should be getting an interview here shortly. With 3rd place, Travis Jones. 2nd place, Jason Phillips. And your winner, of course, is Dustin Reinstedel. All right. So I think we got everybody here. I don't know if I can unmute these people. I cannot, so we'll wait for Travis Jones to be unmuted if possible. Someone can help me. Oh, just a second here. We'll get this sorted out.
Josh is coming to the rescue.
Okay. There we go. All right, our 3rd place finisher, 96th of Travis Jones. Travis, it looked like you had a lot of speed out there, but we're hitting the wall quite a few times. Talk us through your race.
Yes, there was lots of mistakes in that race, but I haven't ran Atlanta, I guess, since the last time we done that. So, yeah, it was a bumpy ride, but somehow ended up 3rd. So, yeah, all in all, not too bad.
Yeah, so I'm guessing because we did see you on the broadcast off turn 4, off turn 2, scraping the wall a little bit. I guess, did any of that cause damage to your truck?
No, luckily one time caught me off guard when it happened, but the other 12 times I seen it coming. So I kind of just grazed off of it per se. My wheels were straight. So luckily no damage. I don't know how, but...
And then the pit road incident earlier in the race, it looked like maybe the 15 got in the back of you and spun you out entering pit road there. Did you have to use a fast repair there or anything, or is that all good?
Yeah, I think I was actually slowing down too, and I didn't even look at the replay yet. I actually thought it was me downshifting too fast and the back of the truck running around, so I didn't even know I got hit. But I knew there was a lot of shenanigans on that pit entry, but luckily I think everybody made it out unscathed.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain. It looked like the 15 had a little bit too much steam entering pit road and maybe got in the back of you, but it could have been the other way around. Not sure. But good race, a 3rd place finish. We're glad to have you back with us here in this series and look forward for the next race to come.
Yep. Thanks. Appreciate it. See y'all at the next one.
All right, so that was your third place finisher, Travis Jones. Now moving on to second place, which was Jason Phillips, which I still do not have access to unmute. Somebody else can help me here. Waiting. Anybody? Is there anybody here? Well, we will get an interview here with Jason in a second. I'm able to mute people, but not unmute people. There we go.
What's up, man?
All right. Second place, Jason Phillips. You definitely had a fast truck out there today, but just didn't seem like you had quite as much speed as the 11. How was the race for you today?
I felt like I had speed on the start of a fresh tire run, a new stint, whatever. But that last stint, for some reason, I had to save fuel. I was trying to reel him in, and I was about 0.7 off. So I started having to save fuel, and I'd get to where I had enough, and then all of a sudden I'd be 0.3 off. So
Okay.
I wish
I noticed that.
I wish we got a caution, man, that last stint. I'd love to just been able to at least try. But
yeah, it would have made things interesting for sure. And it seemed like those beginning of the run, you would gain a few seconds on Dustin. But that last run specifically, it did notice you really kind of dropped off towards the end there. So I wasn't sure if you just overcooked your tires, but I guess the fuel was that close.
Yeah, I was literally I spent the first part of it, I was in the gas, but I started noticing I was 0.7 off, and if I kept it at that pace, I was going to be even worse. So I kept having to save fuel through that whole stint.
Well, still a good run. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit unusual for us to get all these no caution races, but it's nice to see from a racing perspective, but definitely takes a little bit of the strategy out of it. But definitely a good run. It's going to help you in the point standings now, 2 races in, and good luck going forward.
Again, thank you, Midwest, for this format and platform you give us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. All right, now we got your winner, Dustin Reinstedel. Looks like he's already off mute. Not much to say except for pure domination today. How is that truck feeling for you?
I'm going to be completely honest. I honestly wish there would have been a caution whenever there was the pileup on pit road. I guess everybody ghosted out, is what I heard. But it was kind of like, other than me and Phillips, like I don't think I looked past second place on the relative after that pit stop. So it was kind of like a 1v1 almost, which like you and him were talking about, he was super quick on the start. Like when we came out of the pits after that very first cycle, he gained like 3 seconds or something like that in the first couple laps. But he definitely fell off at the end of both of the runs. But that makes a lot of sense that he said that he was fuel saving. I was trying to figure out what he was doing. I was backing off thinking that he was saving tires. So I was watching the gap and I was just backing off too and seeing if I could run the same lap times. But it makes a lot of sense. I was kind of waiting for a caution there at the end just because everybody was kind of zoned out and there were such big gaps. That's whenever somebody hits the wall when they're not paying attention.
Yeah, so going back to the beginning of those runs then, when he was gaining a few seconds on you, I thought maybe you knew you had such a big lead and didn't have to press your tires that much early. So is that the case? Or is just Jason had that much more speed at the beginning?
The very first one, when I had like 3.5 seconds on him coming out when we hit our first lap, I looked up and I was like, well, I've got 3.5 seconds. I'm gonna just make him kind of catch me a little bit. And then I looked up again like the next lap, and he cut like 7/10 or something like that off the very first lap. So it was way faster than I thought it was going to be, and he even did it on the very next cycle too, cutting it down that quick. But I knew after the first cycle that he was going to kind of even out at some point. But yeah, it was making me really nervous at the start of each run, how much he was going to close down, and if the tires were going to equal, or if he was going to be able to find a different line that I couldn't keep the speed with. So I hate that he had the fuel save. That sucks at the end, but
Yeah,
shout out to all the other. I mean, everybody was fast at the start. Like, it was a really close battle right at that first pit stop.
yeah, it's a shame that there was a bit of. I think it was third through fifth place are the ones that kind of messed up on that first pit stop there, and from then on, the entire field just seemed spread out. So it would have been interesting to see if that didn't happen, or if we were able to get a caution, say with 10 to go, who did the best job of saving their tires? Because I don't think any of you had tires left in the pits, right?
No, nobody did. I was watching the pit times, and that last stint, I was actually going to back way off. That's what I thought Phillips was doing in the first place, was just backing off, waiting for a caution, and filling that gap in a little bit. So that's what I was trying to do, but I guess everybody took tires anyway, so it probably wouldn't have really mattered a whole lot, other than for me and Jason there.
Yeah. Well, second win in a row. Striking out so far on the season here, not letting anybody else to the checkered flag first. It's still 20 races, I believe, left in the season, but good job so far, and good luck for the rest of the season here.
Yes, sir. There's plenty of Fridays I'm probably going to miss coming up, so I'm trying to get in some points early.
Okay.
Especially towards April and May. I've got a baby on the way, so it's going to be an interesting time. I don't know if I'm going to be iRacing or not after that.
Yeah, some things are a little bit more important. So
Yeah. But yeah, love the schedule. Appreciate you for coming in here. Miss James, if James is still watching. Miss having James up here to talk to and chatting with him throughout the week. So hopefully James can come join us pretty quickly again and get that going. But appreciate you for coming in here and doing the stream, and then appreciate everybody else that's also an admin.
Yeah, no problem. I believe James is watching. At least he said he was going to try. And then, yeah, we will definitely have James back later on in the season, keeping his seat warm until then. But great run tonight, and look forward to watching you next week as well.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Trevor.
All right, well, that's our broadcast for this Friday night. Hope you enjoyed it. Not the most exciting race in the world, but still had some good moments, and just trying to get a hold of the new graphics here. So hopefully it was all right for a viewing experience. And next week, not sure where we're going next week. Let's take a quick look at the schedule. We will be at Kansas next week, 101 laps at Kansas. So we will see you next Friday night at 9:30.